YouTuber killing the other YouTuber. You know, that's a guy who decided that he didn't care about jail. You know, this is the problem when people don't care about the consequences. And this is what I was saying earlier. We have thousands of people, like if I were to ask, let me see if I ask this question. How many people commit suicide in the United States per day? Let's see what it says. Suicide. Because that's what you're doing, folks. Suicide is the 11th leading cause of death. 2023, there was an estimated 1.5 million attempts. 49,000 people in 2023. Trying to see how many is that per day. Well, anyway, the point is, when people don't care about the consequences, because they don't care if they live or die, they don't care if they go to jail, because every single one of those rioters, every single one of them, every single person out there in that riot doesn't care about the consequences. Or are so confident they don't believe they're going to get, oh, I got a mask on. Every single one of those rioters, every single one of them. And I don't know what else to say. We just got to get rid of them. Let the trash take itself out. Or we need to take out the trash, get rid of them. So the thing is that, you know, every single one of these people that's at these riots, these Antifa riots, these Mexican riots, whatever you want to call them, it's all the same bunch of shitheads. These are people that are looters. These are the people that are out there keying cars. These are the people voting Democrat. These are the people who break your window and steal your laptop when it's parked somewhere. You know. These are the people that steal your wheels. Right? Criminals, 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 criminals. And this is who we want out of our country. So, we need to lock up all the criminals and deport all the criminals that are, you know, whatever method we can't use to get rid of them. But I'm telling you, if it was up to me, like if I was in charge of this, we'd like cattle. You know that, remember in No Country for Old Men and Harvey R. Bardem had that thing with the bolt in it? You know, line them up, pop them in the head with that steel bolt, and turn them into cat food. I'm fine with it. Just want them out of our fucking lives. Out of our country. Out of our world. Get the evil out of the world. It's one thing to have shitty thoughts, but see, my point is like, yeah, somebody would say, well, that's an evil thought, Bob, to want to eliminate people that, you know, I go, okay. But the difference is, I'm smart enough not to go act on these impulses. That's the difference between changing people and the not changing people. That's the difference. The people that are out there assaulting people, stealing, looting, rioting, burning, flipping cars. Like if we could just get rid of them. Energy boggling me. This guy I was arguing with last night. I got already live. I'll PM you my address. Come on over. You know, Castle Doctor. I'll tell you what it is that makes me different than a lot of the other Americans out there. Other than taking away my platform here on YouTube, you can't really cancel me. I don't work for anybody. I'm basically retired. I own my home, I own my own car, I don't work for anybody. Nobody can fire me. Even if you took away my YouTube forever, I'd be fine. I'd just make another thing, another platform. So, this is me saying, okay, I mean, the consequence is, I'm dealing with crazy people out there, just like the two YouTubers, one YouTuber went and shot the other one. I don't necessarily look over my shoulder. Anything can happen. So I have to keep that thing on me. So, and this is the problem. People are on these, kamikaze missions. Let's use the word kamikaze. If you come after me, you're on a kamikaze mission. You need to understand that if you decide that you want to come after me, your life is over. Because if you fail, your life is over. If you succeed, your life is over. No matter what, your life is over. That's just how it is. You're not going to harm me and get away with it. Chances are you're gonna get injured. And that's usually the case in almost all cases. Like this guy that shot the guy over there in front of the Bellagio. Well, now he's going to prison for the rest of his life. He had a great life. He was YouTubing, making money, having a great time, was living in Vegas. And now he's going to be having sex with men in prison. Probably against his will. So, there's consequences out there. Like that's what's on the no, the picture's reversed. I didn't realize the picture was reversed. I don't know if it's reversed. Was this like or is it reversed? Well, my view is reversed. I don't know what that is. That's right. Some office space. Federal County Minneapolis. I don't live my life in fear. I don't live my life looking over the shoulder. I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm street smart. I grew up in rough neighborhoods and things like that. So I know what's up. I stopped at this gas station, the Alien Fresh Jerky down the road, and they were selling this. Donald Trump. I had a drink. I also bought coffee because they look delicious. Mad and nuts. I thought it was funny. I do have the wall. Yeah, a lot of people have no situational awareness whatsoever. They're very socially unaware. The people that are blocking the aisle with their shopping cart, there's so many people that are socially unaware. I am highly sensitive to my surroundings. Staying out of the way, not blocking intersections, driveways. When I'm driving, when I'm walking, when I'm in a store, when I'm in a public space, I am hyper aware of my situation. The minute I walk into any building, I silence my phone. Just these standard things. I would never sit in a restaurant and watch videos with the sound on without using headphones. So like for instance, if I'm going to go down to the D&D where I'm going to be sitting around on a chair for about an hour, I take my AirPods with me. I put them in and things like that. A lot of people just don't. I was at some restaurant having breakfast, and this fucking clown was sitting next to me, watching videos, in Spanish, by the way. And I just kept giving him the evil eye. When, for instance, like Rachel's Spanish Street stuff, but I do get onto her. Like we were at this bar and she got up for 2 seconds and left her purse. I go, don't ever do that. Don't ever walk away from your phone or your purse for 2 fucking seconds. It takes 1 second for somebody to snatch it. Like that's a $2,000 Christian Louboutin purse with all your IDs and stuff in there, and then a $1,500 fucking phone in there. There's people out there that don't make that much in a month that will steal it. People that might be bartenders. People that work here. The guy who cleans the bathroom. Or somebody who's walking out the door. Don't trust anybody. In fact, I yelled at this guy. I was not yelled at him, but I was at Home Depot getting something yesterday, and there was this dude there, and he had his wallet and his phone in the cart, and he was 10 feet away looking at some shit on the shelf. And I go, hey, bro. Hey, you dude. I go, you leave your fucking wallet and phone sitting there. Well, I couldn't even grab this just now. Lucky for you, you got me. But don't do that, man. Put that in your pocket. Don't create that situation, man. He goes, oh, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have done that. I go, I would love to live in this. I would love to live in a place where you can just leave your shit in the pocket. But, dude, your wallet is right there. I can see the credit card and money in it. Poking out of it. I'm like, bro, put that in your pocket. So when we go to a public space, my shit's in my front pocket. You know? A lot of times my knife is in my hand, or it's right there. It's ready to deploy. You know, when you can't have a gun, you can usually have a knife. It's here. You know, and I'm just standing here like that, covered it. You know, how long does it take to get that thing out? You know, it's like a couple seconds. You know. But it's there. Hey man, no problem. Oh, you want my wallet? Let me get it for you. Yeah, let me grab it for you. So, I mean, there was just a guy that was killed recently here in Vegas, over $40. He was at the ATM getting $40. Usual suspect comes up behind him, shoots him, takes $40. So when the only time I go to an ATM is I go to a bank with my bank card. I pull it very tight to the ATM. A lot of times I'll take my carry and I'll lay it on the dash, visible. If your hand's not on it, you're not brandishing it. You understand? And I look around, do my thing, and as the money's coming out, I'm like, ready? I snap it, roll up the window quickly. Somebody can come running up behind you or something, whatever, and grab your money. And I also have the mentality that I will 100% use my vehicle as a protectionary weapon. Like, don't be like, oh, I don't want to scratch my car. I'm using my car to protect myself. Now, chances are the people that are doing this, they're not using their car, they've stolen a car. But I'm not worried about the damage that happens to either vehicle. So, if I'm ever in a situation where there's protesters or whatever coming, I'm fucking flooring it. Like they're coming at me with bricks and hammers and things. You know, I see people go, oh, not me. Uh-oh. Better get Mako. Like you think I'm gonna worry about my fucking car between me and my life? I can take that Lamborghini down to the body shop and they'll fix it. Or I'll go get another one. I have seen that, Sean, about ATMs that are in the lobby, and while one person's in there, the door locks. And until the person leaves. And that should be that way. I like it. Now, they have seen you with the money, you walk out and you have it on you, you know. But at least you can be prepared. You know, I've been driving, my daily driver is this Lamborghini Urus, which is outside, and then I also, for 5 years, I drove a Rolls Royce Phantom. Before that, I had a Cadillac CTSV wagon, which is, you know, a nice car. And before that, I drove a Dodge Magnum station wagon. So I kind of, you know, went up the scale. I think the Phantom really is kind of a car that, it looks gangster. It looks like whoever's in there would probably kill you or has somebody with them that would. You know what I mean? The Lamborghini is kind of a pussy kind of car. It's sort of a chick car. I admit it. I mean, it's one of those kind of cars that's like, you see like rich girls driving, things like that. But the Phantom is straight up gangster. That's a gangster car. You know, somebody sees it and like, I don't know who's in there, but we better not fuck with them. And I'm not small. I'm 6'2", I weigh 200 pounds. I look like Being the Merciless. I look like a guy who would fuck you up. I know this. I mean, people get, I've seen people, you know, pull their kids close and lock the doors when I walk by. I look a lot less biker than I used to. I used to always have the chain wallet and the rings on me and stuff. I used to look a lot more biker. I've kind of reeled that in a bit. And I'm actually a lot smaller now than I used to be. But I definitely look like, you know, so I've been very lucky that no one's ever really fucked with me. I've, you know, knock on wood, I've never been robbed, I've never really been assaulted, I've never had any, all these people that run their mouth, no one's ever really fucked up to me. Since maybe high school. A lot of people like to talk shit. But the thing about it is, in reality, I'm trying to think of the last time I was in a situation where a motherfucker really, truly, like, was willing to get in my face. It just doesn't happen. You know? And listen, I'm not trying to sit here and say I'm some kind of badass. I don't get into fights. I never get into fights, ever. I don't get into fights. I can't tell you the last time I was in some kind of fisticuffs. I mean, you know, since I was a kid, like, I don't do those things. I'm a well-mannered guy. I sometimes get wound up a little, but I've never gone off and hurt somebody. That's not what I do. Certainly not unprovoked. Okay, but the point is I look like a guy you wouldn't want to mess with. And my arms have gotten a lot smaller than they used to be. I used to have these big, gigantic arms. I'm not doing the kind of, I used to ride a motorcycle daily, and that puts muscle on you. And I used to do a lot more work daily, and I'm not doing that as much. Look at me, I'm sitting on my ass, drinking a Coke, talking to my computer. So I'm not sitting here trying to tell anybody I'm a badass or anything. I will generally try to de-escalate the situation, be self-deprecating and make some jokes. That usually works. But somebody who's trying to rob you, or they don't really care. The Chihuahua types, yeah. There's always a Chihuahua trying to snap at your heels. And Mike wants a house update. Well, nothing's really going on. We started doing we installed the air conditioners and we're trying to get the electrical fixed. And then after that, we'll work on closing the walls. That's what's happening. Fucking hippie hasn't been here in a solid week. This dude. I have a corporate DeLorean gig tomorrow at Caesar's Palace. One of my favorite places in the world, so I'm going to enjoy it. Caesar's Palace, one of the best casinos, best restaurants, best shopping. So I'm going to have a great time there tomorrow. I did a birthday party yesterday, which was fine, but it was from 3 to 5. It was 100 and fuck outside. And that DeLorean does not have air conditioning worth of shit. Well, the air conditioning actually works, but the problem is if you turn the air conditioning on, then the car overheats. So not only was I driving it without the air conditioning, I had to turn the heater on to keep it from overheating. For those of you who know that trick. If you're in a car that's overheating, you turn on the heater, that becomes a secondary radiator. And the hot water that runs through the heater core is being cooled through that fan and helps cool the car. So the car was sitting there like 220 degrees. I was trying to prevent it from boiling over. because it was so hot. So I'm driving this thing without air conditioning, without windows, with the heater on, and it was only like a 20-minute ride home, but god damn it, it sucked. So I got to figure out what's up with the air, with the cooling system in that car. I'm thinking about changing the entire radiator fans and then adding some other cooling. But bottom line is, the DeLorean is just such a terrible car. It can't handle the heat, just can't. So you saw a DeLorean at the Dallas 4th and it was shit. I knew it wasn't here. I don't know. I'm here, so I don't know. You have a G30? What is a G30? The G30 van? Chevy van? I got a G20 van sitting out there. Haven't started it in 6 months. One thing I'll say that's great about this Lamborghini, the air conditioning is great. It has air conditioned seats and air conditioning everywhere, and I love that thing. How do I like the new bike? I haven't been out on the bike. Just because I need to work on it. It's been hot. I've just been busy with other things. You know, I have, I'm a very privileged person, and I have some nice things, and I don't always get the opportunity to enjoy it. Thing is I've just been so in love with the Lamborghini. Every time I walk outside and I go, oh, do I want to, and I'm not trying to say this in a flex way, you know, but I have this option where I go, let's see, I could take the Moto Guzzi bike, I could take the Rolls Royce Phantom, I could take the Rolls Royce Corniche convertible, you know, I could take the DeLorean, nah, the air conditioning sucks. I could take the Night Rider, nah, the air conditioning sucks, you know. So I have cars that are great for winter time, and I have cars that are great for summer. In the summer, you're a lot more limited. The only two cars that are worth the fuck that I own, other than my pickup truck, obviously, which is a dually Ram, is the Phantom or the Lamborghini. And the Phantom, I'm just trying to kind of, it's got like 80,000 miles on it now, and I'm just trying to save them. Because I know that that car can't possibly go too much more than 100,000 miles without giving me serious problems. You know, I don't know, maybe it will, but I'm just like, you know what, I want to, it's like life's a bowl of cherries kind of thing. You know, I don't want to have to go get another Phantom and get it where I want it to be. I'd rather keep that car for the rest of my life. So I'd be perfectly happy keeping that car 20 years, whatever, it's all good. And the Corniche convertible, it doesn't overheat, and it does have air conditioning. But vintage cars aren't the same as modern cars. Cars have come a long way, and even in the last 20 years, you know. The air conditioning and all that kind of things of a 2000 car, 2005 car is pretty good, but a car built in 2025, there's not a car built in 2025 that doesn't have great fucking air conditioning. And so, I mean, the Lamborghini has full massage seats, most comfortable perforated leather, Italian leather with air conditioned perforated seats that blows cool air on you. The air conditioning comes from every single angle, and it's dual, it's 4 zones, you know, all 4 seats can control their own air conditioning. I can control all the other air conditioning, tinted windows, lots of room. One of the things I really like about that car is the sill. Where your feet go is flat. Like at most cars, you have a sill like this, you gotta reach your foot over it to get out like that. This one's completely flat, so when you open the door, your foot just, and I have big goddamn feet. You know what I mean? I have these gigantic fucking cloud hoppers. And the size of that fucking thing. I mean, in comparison, like that's my head, right? I have gigantic feet. That big motherfucker. I'm just wearing these slip-ons today. But getting out, in and out of a car has always just been a pain for me because of my feet. Like getting in and out of the back of an Uber when some clown comes and picks me up in his goddamn Nissan Altima or his Prius. And I can't get my feet in the car. I have big feet. And that's been the reason why I never went out and bought a real Countach or Testarossa. I could have had those cars. I had a guy try to give me a white Countach, trade me one for a time machine. I couldn't get in the fucking thing. I was like, what am I gonna do with this car? Testarossa, the book box is over here and the steering wheel over here. He's going, I can't drive this. So, I don't know. There's probably an advantage to a guy being 5'10" and wearing size 9s, you know. You can get in and out of everything. But me, I'm limited, you know, so I have to wiggle my way into it. So that's the great thing about this particular Lamborghini. I never thought I would own a Lamborghini product because I would just look at one of those, like, Huracan, whatever. I'm not getting in this car. Forget it. The Phantom, you walk into it. You walk in and sit down on a chair. You know, it's a whole different thing. Most wonderful car there is. There's nothing better than Rolls Royce. I mean, it's just not. When it's dialed in. Now, I took that 75 Silver Shadow down to shop down here. They want like $3 grand to rebuild the carburetors and do the spark plugs in it. I was like, kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. And I just wanted to, that's not even fixing the side thing that I wanted to do. Anyway, I've been out here for an hour. I try to keep these at an hour. I just felt like bitching. I actually was just inside working on the house. I've got, the kitchen's basically done. The kitchen's done. It's not done. I'm just putting things in the drawers. I bought a new microwave, new toaster oven, a new coffee maker, all the appliances new because they were all contaminated. And I'm going to be setting all that stuff up. So I'm putting silverware in the drawers, because everything was removed. I was scrubbing the dishwasher. Dishwasher was all dirty and cruddy. Just cleaning. It seems like no matter how many times I clean in there, I still get black stuff on the rag. It's like, God damn it. We still need to repaint the living room, the dining room, and pantry and all that stuff. Hippie was supposed to have had that all done, but it didn't show up this week. He was busy doing other stuff. But, once that stuff's done, like, we're moving back into the top part of the house. Now, going down the stairs, if you remember the house, everything down from the kitchen stairs back is still gutted, gone. But I feel like if we could just get moved into the top part of the house, get the living room put back together, the furniture back in there, couch, TV on the wall, speaker set up. I was in there today cleaning and I made myself a tuna fish sandwich. Yeah, the fridge is good in that, yes, it's fine, but the stainless steel is stained. So they owe me for another one. They're gonna pay me for another one, but I'm gonna keep that one. And I'm just gonna maybe wrap it or paint it, or I don't know, maybe I'll just live with the stains, but this is how the insurance works. They're gonna say, look, your fridge was ruined from the fire and smoke damage. No, it still works. The fridge works. I spent 6 hours cleaning it. But in their mind, they're like, look, this fridge is contaminated. Throw it out. Go buy yourself another $5,000 KitchenAid fridge. I would rather than give me the $5 grand and then spend all day cleaning it, and then people are going to come over and go, wow, your fridge doors are all fucked up. I go, I know, but I paid money. That's not insurance fraud. People think it is. They don't understand how insurance works. So to give you an example, construction company estimated $220,000 to re-sheetrock my house. And so they turned that into the insurance. The insurance said, okay, we agree with this, and we'll pay you. And so I said, well, do I have to hire them? They go, no, you can do whatever you want. We're just going to give you the money. That's what they say it is. If you agree with them, and we agree with you, then we'll just pay you the money. You can live in your house with no interior. That's up to you. We don't give a fuck what you do, but this is how much we owe you. So So I just got a quote from another local sheetrock company. They said they'd do it for $12,000. So that's how it works. So I'm self-contracting to build. State Farm's going to give me something around the $300,000 to $400,000 to rebuild the house, and I'm going to self-contract it. And me and Hippie and friends and other people are doing the most of the work ourselves. I just paid Gettle Air Conditioning something like 30 grand or whatever to come in and put that air conditioner in. Just paying for it, right? But you know, dealing with these contracts, like I asked this contractor, I said, let me ask you a question. Do you have your own crew? Do you have your own equipment? Are you going to go rent the equipment, or do you have your own equipment? And they're like, well, we rent the equipment, we hire out crews. And I'm like, so what do I need you for that? I can do that. I don't need you for that. I can go rent a scissor lift. I can rent scaffolding. I don't need you for that. I can do that. Here, let me show you what I just got. I'll take this microphone off. It's just sitting here. I just got this delivered. So, this is a Milwaukee. And this is an auto sheetrock screw gun. You put a long strip of belt feed, like a belt feed fed 50 caliber, and you just go, and you can put screws in as fast. Screw. It's that fast. And this thing here was $200. $200, and it'll put screws in as fast as you can go. And that's what the sheetrock guys use. So I just figured out, okay, what do they use? I'll get that. I'll buy a couple more of those. They're $200 a piece. So I'm going to go buy, for instance, they make a sheetrock lift that lifts it up into the ceiling for you so you can screw it in. One guy can do it. You turn the crank, it lifts the sheetrock up to the ceiling, you get it where you want it, and you take that thing and go, zip, and the sheetrock is now in the ceiling. Ta-da! These clowns are wanted to charge me $250,000 to sheetrock my house. And another company said they'd do it for 12 to 15. So how much could I do it myself? I mean, like what, $5 grand? I'm not cheating the insurance company by doing the work myself. They don't care how it gets done. They owe me what they owe me. That's how it works. Anyway, so yeah, I spent a couple hours in the kitchen just cleaning, washing dishes, putting bowls away, frying pans, just doing kitchen cleanup. And we're gonna put in all new appliances, new microwave, toaster oven, coffee maker, all those things. And my goal in life is to try to get the house inhabitable enough to have my birthday party here on September 1st. I mean, I'll know if that's going to happen when we hit August. Okay? And if some of you want to come, you'll be welcome to come if I decide to do it. But I feel like we're going to get it done. I hope. Yeah, taping mudding is the hardest part, yeah. I have a router, I have a Milwaukee router, and I also have, you know what they make, they actually make an oscillating tool blade that is in the shape of an outlet box. Have you seen that? It's it's an actual blade that just mounts to your thing and you just go, and it just cuts the whole box. How cool is that? Those are great. I'm gonna order one of those right now. I've seen it. So, anyway, look, I want to get off here 15 minutes ago. I'll catch you guys later. I know I'm doing these impromptu shows, but that's what it is. So, how did this little microphone work out? I've been talking into this microphone. Is that working out good? Can you hear me well? Because the air conditioner in this room is really loud. Can you hear the air conditioning noise? And do I sound okay right here? Is it good enough? Because I'm going to...
I cut through that parking lot and went straight into like the middle of a closed off area. They were just looking at me like, what the hell? 'Cause it's just a move. Somebody on their phone. Is that the person's phone? Somebody on the phone. Nah, it's we're like a guy. It's a guy that well, they do one of the operator phones, yeah? They're right there. GD. Oh, they don't see the phone. There we go, right there. That is right.
See, I'm a good guy, you see that? I'm a good guy, you see? It's crazy that it's not fun. Somewhere on the floor, it was everything on the phone. It gets them every time, right? That guy hates the guy. That guy doesn't like pictures. And that's the way that definition goes. I know it's pretty late. I got a doodle right there, guys. Look, he's not the real you guys. Look, he's not playing. He's like, not fucking playing, guys. blade especially, you know. But every single one that you get on there, guys, that's ugly. You know, where you gotta work, guys, so gotta come here and exercise my wife for the people, guys. Exactly, they should have said something, bro. Continue about your business. How about in the street, bro?
Hey, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. Hey, you already know Bush, you already said no business though. You know what the market, if you had a relationship with you, he would send you somewhere too.
Look, guys, I'm gonna do the part, guys. We over here filming the police and shit. He wants to be over here talking. That's crazy. Hey guys, we're making things